I want to go back to the apartment and get another dose. Oh, that sounded awful. Take another pill that was prescribed by the doctor to aid our health, and that's what we're using for it. Hey, we're at zero professionalism. We're not awful.
Yeah, it's the only thing really going wrong right now is your neurosis, and you could definitely clean up the sanity if you go back.
If we could just get another, if we could just get another pill, we'd be fine. And that's once again sounded awful.
That neurosis.
Yeah.
I remember how you fix it.
I don't remember.
Choices. And you just make good choices, like obviously everything's good.
Make good choices.
Like just don't do things that are neurotic, and it makes it go back up for some reason. Why'd you go here?
I was just seeing if he was okay. I'm worried about him.
You want to say he was dead?
Yeah, I mean, I was worried.
I think it was like a little side story, but I think they cleaned it up a little bit. You know, it's all good.
Huh, it worked. It was like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Well, I didn't need to write that down.
Yeah. I mean, it was also pretty easy to remember.
Yeah, but I don't trust my memory.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, what a stench.
Oh, not again.
I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows. Oh my gosh, he's dead.
The death.
Oh, come on. I just got it back.
And that's just like you coming here at all. Would always do that. Wait, what was the option there? Open, kick, or pick lock. So you're trying to figure out which door. Oh, that's a dead body. Oh, no.
Can I check it out, please?
Yeah, there's a thing on his face, I think.
Here we go. The word ruby is written on the wall. On blood on the wall.
Wait, what's ruby?
Oh boy.
That was intense.
Guess I found Higashi. Damn it, I should have known. The decomposition of the body is pretty far advanced. He must have been here for weeks. Something else is wrong. The internal organs have been disturbed. Maybe removed. What do you mean, maybe? I know you're not a biologist, but you could tell,
Right. She's not a coroner. She can't just look at the body and tell what organs have been displaced.
Oh, I guess some of the weirder organs you wouldn't know about.
Yeah, she can just tell things were touched. It's rearranged from not how it's normally laid out.
Okay, fair.
And you probably can't tell at first glance, because it's depth. It's not like everything's just a flat piece of paper, right? So there could be organs that are underneath that just shift around. So on top, they're on the bottom now.
I hate the way you put that. There's depth. I know you're right. I know what you mean. It's just, doesn't that sound awful? There's depth to it.
I know. I meant literally. There's a third dimension.
I totally understand. It's
top
just
surface and see everything.
It's maybe imagining someone reaching in and pulling stuff out and going, "There's depth to it."
I don't know if the. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. It's just funny. It's like, oh.
I was trying. I don't know. I'm not really good with internal. I know, in general, what's in there.
I 100% got what you meant.
I was trying to think what organ, something that sits on the top normally. Maybe it's at the bottom now, or missing entirely, so you can't tell, right?
Maybe they took the spleen. Maybe they took a kidney.
What kidneys are on the back? So she probably wouldn't see.
Maybe they're
see one on top.
Maybe
that would be very alarming.
Maybe they took their kidneys. Are unicorns involved? That's a reference.
Oh wow.
How old is that now? How dated are we?
2003 or 4.
Gosh, dang it, no.
It came out after YouTube came out, so it's gotta be 2006 at the oldest, I guess.
That's awful. There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. The same handwriting, the type of bag Reina left in the dumpster 2 weeks ago. This wasn't done quickly. She must have been staying here for weeks, which means Kazuki was probably here too. No, come on, don't hit my sanity.
Oh, it was 2008. Did you hear me?
Oh, 2008?
Yeah, it wasn't as old.
Nothing's changed, just a door.
On YouTube. It's actually a few years after YouTube, or 2 years after YouTube came out.
Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? Oh, this is gonna be awful. Oh! Oh, good! Oh, that's good. This is good. This is fine.
Nothing to be scared of. Listen.
Sounds like someone's trying to escape from the inside. Listen to that.
What was the option? Touch?
Touch. Touch. The rattling stopped. Why? Because you touched it.
Calmed it. Oh. Can you walk away, or is this all you can do now?
This is the last door in the hall.
Did the door just fade? Or is it like just so
Nope.
dark that you can't see it now?
Nope, you're right. No, wait,
No,
I think she opened it.
Oh, she touched it.
Because she touched it and it just kind of...
Okay. Okay, that's not as creepy as I thought it was. I thought it just kind of like fizzled away. Alright.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, pictures. We love pictures. Oh no.
Shots of various girls, all of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots the agency would take. They all look so sad and young. Got a pretty good idea what these pictures were used for, and the types of people that might have been sent to. Oh, God.
Goto.
Reina, so it's true. To think you were kept at a place like this. What happened to you? She's pretty too. It's sad. And she looks so innocent and like scared. It's just different from, the we've been seeing. This is sad. Something's happening.
You're back early.
Yeah, I don't feel well. I think we'll go to bed early tonight.
Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately, it's been the same excuses over and over.
Oh, that's why Ruby was written on the walls. It's her old, name.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's her idol name, right?
Yes, it was. You're right.
Ruby, my sweet little Ruby.
Thank you, Epsilion, for doing all the creepy guys in this series so far.
I'm a professional. You think because that one song was a hit, you can just stop working? That money is all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby, hey, stop crying. Stop crying! I'm talking to you!
Please, I didn't mean it. Oh, look at the background. Oh, I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you. I promise. Just I don't want to.
I wouldn't even notice if you hadn't said anything. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impressions with these guys, and they'll take you places.
I don't think they're places you want to go.
Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. You know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. So he's basically a pimp.
Give me a second.
He's a pimp. You know what he's one? You know,
blue collar pimp.
One of our best client. What? Blue collar.
His shirt.
Oh, but that's not.
I was, the double meaning.
All right.
Where's your line?
He's one of our best clients, don't you? The things he can do for you girls is, well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you compensate my generosity by sitting in a room, crying and telling me you don't feel well or whatever excuse you came up with next.
I couldn't. He tried to.
I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him.
Oh, God, that hurts.
When I took you in, you were a vulnerable, tiny girl who was already failing in school. But I saw your potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older. How young was she?
Woo! That's all those men care about. How I look.
So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you, but you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying.
Man, this is some bad abuse. What are you doing?
I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. You had investigation for witnessing some, like, supernatural crap? Or is that because you found the photo? Your sanity's not looking great. You have other options? Yeah, let this run. Let this run its course. Don't do anything.
This is gonna get creepy in just a second, by the way. That's why they give me the option to walk away.
It's gonna be a jump scare, 100%.
Get ready for it, everyone!
Taking a headset off on, like, jump on my skin. They made a whole song and then she does something crazy.
It is a good song!
Is it watching your movements or something? Is there like is it only jump scare? Do you like move the mouse like casually or something? Gosh.
I'm waiting this out.
I'm also like confused. Why is this actually spoken Japanese? Because none of the dialogue is in Japanese. Okay, why isn't it just English?
Because it needs to be more weeb!
But then why not have the game have Japanese voice acting when it has a little tiny bit
Whoa,
of
whoa, whoa, whoa. This is made over here in America. You can't expect them to go find a Japanese voice actor.
This is weird. And they clearly got somebody to do this part. This is like a song they just pay for the licensing to use. Oh.
Wait, you see something?
No. But I just realized what they might do now. So I think it just looped. And if it doesn't do anything, it loops again for sure, then I'm 100% certain that when you look away, the jump scare is going to happen.
Here we go!
Oh. Well, they subverted my expectations. Why would looking away make the song restart? That's stupid. It should just keep going constantly. It's just to let you know that she can sing? Like, what is the point of this?
Okay.
Is there anything else to interact with?
Nothing else in that room. Oh!
We have more to interact with now.
Oh, good! Door number
this door's
2!
freaking out.
We're not done yet, Watson! There's more to discover!
Another bad thing happened. Oh, you just touched this one immediately.
The noise stopped.
Dude, the door fades away. I don't know if that's just because the game.
I think it's just, it's supposed to be it opening.
I feel they could have animated.
Remember
it
the bars faded away when we saw.
Oh no.
Oh,
wait,
good.
that's not good.
Oh,
It's
this
not
is good. This is good. This will be great.
Damn it, Ruby. I can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Monza. Are you even listening?
Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here.
What's wrong with you?
Please. Please don't make me. I'm afraid to go.
As far as I can tell, all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You're not going to say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, and the damn near everything else. Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you. They do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy. And I'm sorry, it's not all butterflies and flowers. But you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now.
Oh, God.
Hey, Earth to Ruby. I'm trying to give you some advice here and you're not even listening.
Reina. My name is Reina.
What'd you just say? Reina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up.
Oh, God.
Well, she has no parents either. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word, and I'll throw you out there myself. If you think you've got it so bad now, Let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and being back in foster care or dead in some gutter. Does that seem foreshadowing?
Oof.
Not so talkative now,
Aha!
are we, Reina? Or is it Ruby? The girl who was successful. The girl who would make it if she would just do what she was told. Sorry, I'm sorry. I lost my temper.
I could tell.
But you had to
Oh,
speak
very
up my
tense.
way. You were special, you know that. I see. I saw so much potential in you, such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be.
Oh!
Then you reject me and everything I can offer. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty. Not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager, and you want to cry it out, right? Fine. But when you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you to all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him? I'd rather you were successful so we don't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop. Stop crying! You're not a child anymore.
I just want to go home.
Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's going to get for a girl like you. Tomorrow you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do. You'll stop this crying and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore.
There's something laying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article dated October 24th, 2004. The article's title, One Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. That can't be. That was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the papers, but her picture is right there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her, but she didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He forced the door when he noticed a smell where he found her hanging from the rafters. She had hung herself for almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and love to be an idol more than anything in the world. Her song "Look for Me" will go on sale again this month. It all sales go to various suicide prevention charities. Now that's too real, man. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see?
So, he's not single, he's married.
I don't know where the heck his wife is.
Yeah. How could she know about him adopting? Maybe it's fake. Maybe he didn't have a wife and he just said that to get adopt legally.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina. She looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. It's not the first time I felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was like the air changed. I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me, but it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door. I can feel the dark, but the path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has something to do with Common Kai. The only one alive who knows about that is old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. That's not good.
Yeah, I'm not liking where that's going.
Oh, not Chris's blood.
Sounds like it's gonna be like you have to commit sacrifices to open the door or something.
Sacrifice? Can I go back to the apartment yet?
Wow,
No?
so many places are off the map now, though.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's like back to being like a few locations. I guess it means you closed off those scenarios, though.
We can't talk to Mr. Knowledge.
That's good.
Just check around.
Yeah, you probably want to talk to her, but keep going and explore and see if you can go anywhere else? Maybe you can talk to Mai real quick.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, we could just enter, huh?
Yeah, there's bars at people's houses right now.
Here we go.
I told you to stay away from my family.
Are you still selling chocolate? It's dead.
Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back.
I have questions about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were part of. You're the only one alive who remember.
Common Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me.
Grandma, enough! Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore?
Orange was green.
Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito,
Oh, yeah.
just because this investigation is important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here.
Ooh, nice.
She's probably like off camera or something. Like,
Mai, your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go.
No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult. No one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people.
What I'm chasing is so much worse.
Tell that to the poor man at the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits.
It was better than the alternative.
People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. Bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that.
I do. But ignoring the past won't make it go away, and there's unfinished business from the Common Kai that needs to be taken care of.
But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right?
Mai, I promised to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me in the detective talk. Go on. You were cooking us dinner, weren't you?
Get back in the kitchen, young lady! Start correcting that chocolate!
All right. We'll talk about it later. I'll be in the other room if you need me.
So, you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer.
I was the leader of the Common Kai for the revolution!
I don't think that's the twist.
It's not.
The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. Oh,
Who was closer
gosh.
than we thought?
Yeah, you were. That's
My
terrifying.
stupid joke was much more on point than I thought. Do I have the
man.
gross blessing? They always get
Time
stuff
I
right
joined,
before whenever they don't
My
even
husband
realize it.
had left. The time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokamasa found me and told me that the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, then my child.
And then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried, and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hid. Why?
That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths.
That's it? After everything I found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day, and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth.
You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of our other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed that the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to bend in the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality, and it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them.
No, you do know something. In the report, it says after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed to me 6 years ago. 6 months.
Yeah. That kept it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I need it. You don't understand. It allowed us to see the strange things in people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real.
There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't.
No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko.
The collector.
Yeah.
Oh no. You son of a...
I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nonetheless. I thought if I had the mask, I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me.
That's why she was out in the street saying, Emiko, and stuff like that.
As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice.
So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her.
Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place.
The dark place?
I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me.
You believe me! Why did you believe me?
Just like Tanaka. Oh, sorry.
Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, why'd you give it to me?
Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers, then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness.
It's madness.
I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best I could do to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard the gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking my away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us.
There is one other person who knows about the mask. A girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you?
No. I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask?
Yes. No. But you're involved with the group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything?
What about a girl named Ruby?
Yeah.
Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone. Your partner in the police. Is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option?
What other option?
In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient text in the shrine, and as the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew that it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common Kai and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated.
It's like the dark side of the Force.
It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip.
Or the ring. A live ring.
Yeah.
Destroy the mask. I thought you said it couldn't be done.
Not physically.
Grandma, is everything alright? I overheard you talking about the mask again.
Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here. That this talk involves you.
Oh, nothing, dearie. We're just battling the fierce forces of darkness, the ancient artifacts of the damned. Is the chocolate ready yet?
My, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do not know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it.
Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism, whatever you call it. I only want the truth about Common Kai, which you still haven't given me.
You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the Common Kai compound itself. The records of its location are lost, and they were never made public, but I know where it is.
What's the catch?
Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it.
What makes you so confident I'll change my mind?
I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There is something else.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko.
Sounds like a superstition to me. So exactly as you want to stand for it. What do you mean superstition? You were literally there!
Yeah, you lived.
We got lost! We did the light puzzle wrong! You freaked out!
I believe the energies of the mask that take place are linked. In that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything. It may help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very, very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara.
Aokigahara? Hey, that's a suicide forest.
I hate the fact that that's a real place.
Yeah. Suicide Forest. What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death.
Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS doesn't work out there, and I even heard compasses won't point north.
That's
Oh my
some
God.
real
Yeah,
suspicious crap.
that's some weird.
Not only that, but well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about the mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you.
You're literally a shrine maiden.
So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to the Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi's telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger so you can keep chasing your demons.
Maybe you're right. But some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Common Kai combat is something I have to do.
Well, it's your choice, but Aokigahara is huge. How are you going to find the compound?
Mike makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? The trauma's insured I have.
What?
You know,
Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path that used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually it'll be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you.
You keep going forward. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years.
It still stands, after all. Why would they bother to go dismantle it? Go, search for whatever truth you think you'll find, but be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous.
Still don't linger. Got it.
I hope that once you enter the place and feel that energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. I understand. I think that means you agree with her, but I think it depends on what I find.
Depends on what I find.
We need to figure things out. Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. You purify it. Stop this while you are still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. Mai, see her out.
She's never said anything like that to me. I must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past. I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma just said it herself. You're so young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sound like that girl at the shrine. It scares me. It should scare you two too. Take care of yourself, Ito.
It might be getting in a little bit deep. That's for sure. I go back to the apartment. All right.
You have to go to the suicide forest.
Man, we got so much. Gosh, I really wish we could go take some medicine. Because we can afford losing investigation. Probably about to get a lot of it, you know?
Probably, yeah. Just give me like 5 per conversation just for like being part of it, so.
Dang it.
I mean, the game is like forcing you to not be able to do it this. I guess you're not expected to in reality.
Yes, so.
You know what I mean?
You think it was because I didn't take it at first, and now like the character's like, whatever.
No, I don't think so. I think
I
it's
hope
just
not.
The game has key points you're allowed. It won't just be every day anyway.
True. And we
don't
on
expect to use
days.
every day.
All right. I think that is where we're going to stop for today. Made some good progress, and we learned about the dark and the awful things that happened to Reina. Jeez, freaking Louise, man. That's
Yeah, we didn't really learn what she is still in a way though, because whatever
not
like
fully.
at the shrine, Mai was being held by a person.
Mm-hmm. She was physically there.
Maya's confirming, that there's someone physically there, and that.
Also, she killed the douchebag guy.
Yeah,
Physically killed him.
Someone killed Higashi. We don't know who did.
True, we don't know. You're right.
Like,
I can't assume.
Ruby,
I can't assume.
He wrote Ruby with blood on the wall.
But that could have been anyone.
Someone could have wrote Ruby, right? Not necessarily. It could have been someone. Someone trying to fake.
Good point, Watson.
I think it was her. It was someone else setting her up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
well,
I don't have a practical explanation for any of this yet. It's still, It feels supernatural.
We're definitely. I mean, I don't think there's any way to say it's not supernatural at this point.
And the only thing I can think of, so the only thing I had going was her, right? It's Ito,
right, Ito herself.
But unless Mai is like a figment of her imagination, like how do you explain Mai seeing another person holding her that wasn't Ito?
I mean, unless because we see it through Ito's eyes, maybe she imagined someone, was holding her up.
Or when Ito talks about, when Mai talks about Ito doing something that was going to hurt her, Ito we're watching now hears that discussion as if it was a third party or a different person. It's not her, and in this case, it's Reina is how she's visualizing it, right? I guess that's still a possibility, but man, it seems like it's something supernatural.
I think it's supernatural, but technically you're right. It could be that. All right, well.
Anything else? Yeah.
Good jump into it this time, my dear Watson.
Sounds like fun. Sounds fun.
So I will see you next time, and we will keep unraveling this mystery.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now, my dear Watson. Until next time. Bye-bye. All right. That will do it for today. I know it's a little shorter than normal, but I got back a little late, so plus it's hot in here, and I gotta do something about that. The streams are not as cool as you think they might be. So yeah, that was the next part of Tokyo Dark. Once again, I'm Icarus. These are the streams. I will say, I did get a note from something I was looking at. We might do a specials thing, not this Friday. This Friday, we're going to be jumping back into Tales of Vesperia, which, with our boys, and I think we're going to have a really special guest, because it's so young, but after that, we might be doing something a little bit special. They're hot springs? What are hot springs? Oh, yeah, this. Got it. Yeah, burning up at this point. They're humid. Much humid than you think. But yeah, I do want to finish Tokyo Dark before we do the thing I'm thinking about doing, because I kind of want to do between. But I have an idea for something that I think would be really cool. Something I talked about earlier that I actually got permission to be able to share on stream. And I think it'd be really cool as an idea. But I'm going to wait a little bit on it because I kind of want to finish Tokyo Dark, and then we'll maybe see about that. And obviously Tales of Vesperia at time, so the boys. Maybe I'll do it on Sunday. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. Once again, Icarus these streams. I stream usually on Tuesdays, 7:30 Eastern Time. Today I had to be a bit later. Sometimes I'm out a bit later just due to work and other things. It happens. Technically Saturdays at 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So Fridays, really, but you know. And then Sundays at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Though not this Sunday, because this Sunday is Mother's Day. So I will not be going this Sunday. We will not be jumping to the streams this Sunday. So one less stream this week. Sorry about that. But Mother's Day, you know. So I hope you guys have a good Mother's Day. Before we go, I'm a believer in God's word, and I do like to share a little bit from his word after our streams. So let me go ahead and get this out for everyone. So we have been... Where is it? There we go. We have been going through the beginning of his word and Genesis and watching the glory of God's creation be made through the story of him creating the earth and the animals and everything in it. Today, I wanted to continue on with that and jump into the most special part of creation. The Lord's magnum opus, if you will, as he himself stated it. But let's jump into that. Today, I wanted to talk about the creation of man. Of us! This guy, and all you guys. So we've gone through the pieces of creation, first developing the firmaments and the skies from the rest, and then creating the land and the stars in the sky and the plant life and the birds and the fish and then the land creatures. And now, at this point, on the sixth day, God created something very, very special. And it is something that later on is so special that he deems to even come to this earth and die for. So, without further ado, let's dive into his word. Then God said, in verse 26, "Let us being the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, make man in our image, beautifully and wonderfully made, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. So we were a special creation on its own day, separate from the animals. So yes, just to be frank, I don't believe in evolution at all because of this verse right here. We were created specially apart from the animals with, in his image, the ability to think, the ability to reason, the ability to love, and all of the semblance of God's amazing glory in us. We were created as a very special creation for his worship and communion with God, unlike any other animal created. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of the earth. Every tree with seed is its food. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, every bird of the heavens, everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has breath of life, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. So originally, biblically, we were all vegetarians. You're what we done, God. But yeah, we weren't actually eating the animals, and the animals weren't eating, I don't think, each other even. It was a peaceful place. Eden and the garden was actually the first. Oh, Texas cut off. Oh my gosh, you're right. Why? Frazzle. Still can't see it. Whoop. Now you can. Okay, it's not as pretty, but I'll deal with it. Nope. Okay, good. There we go. Sorry about that. So, oh my gosh, it's still cut off. And I was like so happy to like do this and get it all running and stuff. There. Yeah, you can see it all now. Okay, so spoilers. So we were created with dominion over all of the earth, all the animals, all the fish, all the plants. The world was given dominion to us by God. His creation created and given to us, saying, "I will allow you to have this as a gift of perfect paradise for you to take care of, to enjoy, and to be a part of, and to have fellowship with one another." Eden really was the first heaven on earth. It was meant to be the place where we would associate with God and live with him, be fruitful and multiply. I mean, Adam and Eve, spoilers for the names of the first two, man and woman, were made to have a family and grow. If you look at the way the text is, and the way his word is written, unless I'm mistaken, God forgive me, Eden was supposed to be the spiritual plane on the real world, and us living together with God. Later on in the verses, it says Adam and Eve walked with God and talked with him, almost as equals. Obviously, still worship to the Holy Lord, but able to walk with him and be in his sight, which we know based on the earlier texts we've studied together. None are righteous, no, not one. None can stand before him in sin. We have to be holy, for he is holy. But back then, they were able to walk with God because there was no sin at this point. They were created perfect in his image. We were, so that we could glorify him and honor him and walk in him. And it was made to be that way. And we were given so much wonderful things over the earth, and no real work or turmoil. It really was paradise, and it's amazing. And all of that was done from a very special creation that God said, "I'm going to make God man in my image." Something very, very special, unlike any animal, unlike any other living being. Even unlike the angels, actually. We said about that earlier, how even the angels eventually will be lower than us because we were made in God's image. Even them, who are so much greater in power, are not heirs in his kingdom as God has allowed us to be. And that's amazing. This creation with the dominion given to us and the statement of, oh, come on, man. God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created, male and female, he created them. To be made in the image of God, of the most holy one, is incredible that he would do that. Remember, these beings that he created, us, the descendants of us, not descendants, the forefathers of us, way in the past, thousands of years ago, are the same individuals that later he says, "I'm going to die for you because I love you that much." Just goes to show how much God was thinking about us even in the very, 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 very beginning. And makes it so much harder to accept what happened later. But one important thing I want to point out. Verse 31. And God saw everything he had made, and behold, it was very good. There was evening, there was morning, the sixth day. The reason I set this verse out on its own is because in every other day, for all the way from the day 1 to day 5 of creating the firmament, the waters, the land, the plants, the stars, animals, fish, birds, all the stuff, every single one, the verse says, and it was good. Every single one. This is the only time, day 6, that God said, and it was very good. I know it's a small change, but it just goes to show how much he loved us and the creation he made in us. And kind of foretells about his love and sacrifice later on. And I'd like to point something out real quick. In verse 26, it says, let us make man in our image. Us means the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That means the Son, Jesus Christ, was around back then, which I know we know, but think about that. At this point, because time, he's omniscient, omnipotent, he knows what's going to happen. He knows bad choices that are going to be made by all of us. And he knows what's going to have to happen to save these individuals. If he knew all that, I mean, if I knew they're going to do, maybe I shouldn't make them. But he did. He still made them, and he called it very good. No negative connotation whatsoever. Just goes to show the amount of love he has for us, and the unending devotion he has even from the beginning. How we are called to glory to the Lord who created us and the whole world, and who set us apart, special, when we had no right to be. So yeah, that's the beginning of creation story. Next, we'll go into the story about how the world was during the Garden of Eden, how Adam and Eve were and how they enjoyed it, and following that, the unfortunate end based on the depravity and choices of humanity. But that's for another time. Anyway, that'll be all for today. I hope God blesses every single one of you. Once again, we will be in the streams again this coming Friday, Saturday, 12 o'clock a.m. for more Tales of Vesperia with the boys. And once we finish Tokyo Dark or Petunia, I have kind of a special thing I want to do. So we'll see about that. Anyway, may God bless every single one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day, night, or whatever you're doing. God bless, and good night.